Pisces, 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 Pisces. There is a major battle that you've been fighting, and it's not been easy. It's rough. I feel it. You can feel it. We all are feeling it right about now. But Spirit has a specific set of messages for you guys in order to hopefully help you fight this battle. Okay? There are 3 specific messages that I'm going to be giving to you guys over the next few days. Technically 4, because this is the intro, I guess. Because one of the messages, the first message, has 2 parts, which I don't even know if you're going to see the second part, because I don't even know if I'm going to release it because it's really bad. I get nervous because I don't know what's all going to come out of my mouth in these readings. I don't know how the energy is going to go, because when I film readings, I don't pre-plan what the reading is going to be about. I've always been that way. I don't necessarily have a set way that the reading will flow, even if I do have a channeled message. I just let the message and the energy flow the way it's meant to flow, the way it's meant to come out. And as of late, it's been extremely volatile. So as you click on this video, I'm just as nervous as you are, because I don't know what's going to come out of my mouth. But what I do know, and what I've expressed to you guys several times, is that I make a really solid effort, a strong push to ensure that the messages that come from these readings are, number 1, meant to find you for some reason, whatever it may be. Even if I don't know what that reason is, I basically set the intention for the reading to be meant for you if it reaches you. And number 2, that no harm will come from the readings, and that it will be positive, protecting those Pisces who watch, who have good intentions. Now, I can't determine what those things are for you in your life, or what determines whether or not you're a Pisces with good intentions or bad intentions. But what I do know is I set that precedent before even turning on the camera, before picking up a single card, and before uttering a single word. So with that being said, I am scared. Ooh.
You shouldn't have been talking shit. You shouldn't have been talking shit. You shouldn't have been talking shit.
Okay, so with that being said, I hope you heard what I said. But with that being said, I am scared, okay? I'm scared to do these readings. I'm scared to come online. I'm scared because I just don't know. There's no, I guess, there's no way to know for sure whether or not the message is going to hit you guys in a positive way or in a challenging way. But whatever way it hits you, my intention is that it helps you to break the curses that may be holding you back in your life, which has been a theme on these channels that I have as to why the messages are the way that they are, and why Spirit has led me to deliver them the way that I deliver them. So I hope that you guys can respect me and respect that as we continue to traverse through this reading. Now, I don't know if my phone tone played, but it said you shouldn't have been talking shit. Right. I just feel that there's a very interesting dynamic to the energy right now, you guys. And we're going to get into this message, but I don't know if I'm going to release the crash out, because I literally put it... Never mind. Let's just talk about let's talk about the reading, okay? It's 12/21, Friday, July 3rd. Wow. Friday, July 3rd, 12/21, that's 3/3. And it's very interesting. The prior video that I recorded where everything went haywire, we had 3 cards come out that equaled 3. We had a 12, we had a 21, and we had something else. It was like 333. I think one of the cards actually was a 3, kind of like the July. But we're going to go ahead and get into it, you guys, all right? First of all, for Pisces, if you guys have something that you feel is holding you back, or you guys feel like you take 1 step forward and 3 steps back, just know that whatever is being unlawfully taken from you, or whatever is being unfairly done to you, is being balanced out. Mercury retrograde has been hitting me hard, and part of the issue in that reading where it just took me over the edge was my ring light. And my ring light, now you see the beautiful lighting that we have. I'm going to test it out in this reading to see if there's any glare. But we have a lot of beautiful lighting. Why? Because now instead of 1 ring light, I have 3. Because my ring light kept falling down. And it was very frustrating. So instead of trying to keep fixing it, I just got 2 of them because I don't want my cats to chew through the cords. And, you know, I just bought 2 of them, right? 2 different sizes. It is what it is. I'm sick of it, so I'm going to make sure it's resolved. I wake up this morning, put the ring lights together, and I realized my old ring light, the light wasn't the problem. The light worked fine. It was the stand that the light was on that was breaking down, and it was weak, and it wasn't functioning. So I realized, with that being said, that my son's ring light, because I had another ring light that I bought for my son, it had a short in it. So it was the opposite issue. My son's ring light, the stand was decent, even though it's a little raggedy, but the light was the problem. And I thought, wow, I just sat here and bought 2 ring lights, and I could have put it together so that the stand from my son's ring light could be served as the stand for my ring light, because the light was still working. If I just combine the 2 of them and I remove his busted light and I add my functioning light, and I remove my busted stand and add his semi-functioning stand, then I could have resolved the issue. And there's a message in that which I want you guys to really understand about how Spirit is not only going to give you 1 solution, but multiple solutions. Spirit is not only going to replenish and restore and recover, retrograde. They're not only going to replenish and restore and recover what you've lost, what has died, what's been broken, and what's been stolen from you, but they're also going to give you more on the other end. Okay? They're going to give you more. So, if you feel that there's something that has broken down, or any of those things around you, just know that Spirit is sending at expedited speed the replacement of whatever that is, and they're sending several for you to choose from. Okay? You're going to have a choice. Now, the main focus of this reading is battle scars. And I broke this down in the other reading, but I'm going to break it down again for you guys because there's a little bit that's added, okay? Not only the ring light example of you being recovered and replenished and restored multiple times over with extra room to spare, okay? Basically, you're going to be able to have seconds, okay? But there's also other pieces as well. Now, if you would like to, I would appreciate if you could like and subscribe to continue to catch the vibe. Okay. Like and follow me to continue to catch the tea. And by tea, we mean information. Use your intuition and discernment. Don't bring anything into your life that does not belong. Be sure to leave me a comment. Let me know if it resonates. Also, be sure to save it for later in case you need to share with someone in case they need it. Drink your water and take your social media breaks, Pisces. Okay. Okay. And if you want to book a personal reading, the Divine Angel 33 reading is available. And you can click the link in the description box below to go ahead and book. If you're waiting on a reading, give it some time. The energy is volatile. I'm going to see periodically throughout the days to come how it's feeling. But I don't want your reading to have any interference in it. So just give me some time, okay? If you have ordered it and you have not received it. Now, Pisces, when it comes to battle scars, you're the reason why the army rises with the sun and continues to fight. You're the reason why they push through to the end. No matter how tired or broken they may feel, they know they must not give up because of your example. When it comes to your scars, they're fading away, but you always feel them there. They'll never fade fully. There will always be a remnant of your pain, but you give it new meaning. You're standing at a crossroads where you must decide which version of yourself you're going to be. The choice will lead you down two different paths, which will ultimately create the same result in the end, pertaining to what your life is meant to represent in this reality. Once you make the choice that's right for you, which I'm positive, without a shadow of a doubt, that you'll be able to do, you're respected and honored by your fellow comrades for making it home. Now, Pisces, when I say that you're the reason why the army rises with the sun and continues to fight, and you're the reason why they push through to the end, no matter how tired or broken they may feel, okay? When I say that they know that they must not give up because of your example, I'm basically saying that the way things are unfolding for you, for some of you, if you resonate with this message, you may feel like you're always getting the short end of the stick. You may feel like you're always having the broken ring light fall on your head multiple times throughout a reading. You may feel like the person who always ends up getting the defective item in the mail when you order it, right? You always have to go through extra steps. You always have to jump through extra hoops. You always have more on your plate or more on your shoulders than what you feel others have through observation. And I believe that that's true. I know that we say don't compare yourself to other people, stay in your lane, keep your eyes on your own paper, all of that. But what I feel honestly is that you're not delusional. And I feel like sometimes those statements dilute or misrepresent the reality of what you see. And I'm not saying that other people don't have struggles. Everybody has struggles, challenges, obstacles that they have to face and overcome. But what I do feel is that in a room full of your peers, I feel like a lot of you guys have been through more things that kind of challenged you in a way that was increased respective to your peers. You went through more than your peers. You saw more than your peers. You may have had more happen to you that was out of your control than that of your peers. Because a lot of people, if you think about it, a lot of people make choices that are not very wise. A lot of people don't have common sense. You have common sense. You have intuition. You have foresight. So when you make decisions, a lot of times you're doing it from a basis or a standpoint of, I can see how this is going to go if I make XYZ decision, and I want to make sure that if that outcome is negative or has some type of adverse effects on my life, that I avoid taking that path. So when I say that more has been on your shoulders, I'm saying it specifically because you have tried and done your best to make the best decision that you possibly can based on what it is that you've been dealt in life. And regardless of that effort, that's the reason why I say a lot is on your shoulders, because regardless of that effort, you've still been dealt kind of like a shitty hand. Okay. You've been dealt the short end of the stick when you yourself are making a consistent effort to avoid negativity or avoid problems. There is a reason for that, because you're a leader. Who are the comrades and the quintessential quote unquote army focused on you? So you must be the leader. You must be the captain. You must be the sergeant leading the pack. And I think for a long time you've been carrying a lot of things on your shoulders, because not only have you been leading the pack that you have, but you've also been gathering more forces into your army along the way. And that's not an easy thing. That's not an easy thing to do, to basically convert people when you're not using manipulative, forceful tactics. It's easy to convert people to a cause when you're scaring them. It's easy to convert people to a cause when you're terrorizing them. It's easy to convert people to a cause when you are forcing them in a way and backing them into a corner in a way where they don't have a choice. But you are not converting or enlightening people in that way. At least that's not your intention. You're doing it in a way that reveals things that they may not want to see, but that they need to see in order to move forward on their path. And it's simply by living your life and going down your own path in life. So it's 10 times harder for you to bring people to your center of gravity or your awareness so that they can understand why you make the decisions that you make. And therefore, the people a lot of times who you were sent to assist are the ones who end up turning on you, because it's a struggle when you're not being forceful for people to understand. And that's the dilemma that I feel like you faced. That's why I talked about the fact that you're standing at a crossroads. And I feel like what this message is trying to say is that with the whole ring light example of me, not only understanding how to rejig my original ring light and repurpose the parts that fit from both of the ones I already had, but I also had 2 additional options that Spirit saw fit to bring into my life. Right? And I appreciate you guys. I appreciate those of you guys who donate and contribute through booking readings or through making donations. Okay, PayPal, Venmo, or Zelle. It is in the description box below. And that is the best way that you can see your donation go further. The donations that people have already sent helped these ring lights be purchased. Right? But what they represent is that in this army that you are leading, that is probably quite small compared to the army of the adversaries that you may face, you're beginning now to convert people without even trying, because I feel like you stopped trying, and that was the key. And this crossroads that you're at now is like, hey, what decision are you going to make moving forward? Because you can either choose to take the path of darkness or you can choose to take the path of light. With the ring lights coming in, you're getting reinforcements. You're no longer having to convert people, intentionally. They're just following you because of the examples that you've set and the way that you've chosen to move through life. And what I want you guys to understand is that, unfortunately, when you have battle scars, those wounds distort sometimes the way things appear, right? Like when people go to war and they lose an eye or they lose a hand or they lose a leg, it distorts the way you see life, because now the way you live your life is completely changed. It's completely different. And I feel like that's a metaphor for what some of you have experienced, whether you literally went to battle and your life was completely changed. Okay. Thank you for your service. Or you've gone through this spiritual battle and it's kind of handicapped you. That's a good word. because this is a handicap. Okay. I think some of you have been handicapped. I know I've been handicapped. And you've had to maneuver, but now look, your prosthetic is coming in. Your reinforcements are here. So the things that you have been handicapped in a way, can fully heal, right? Even though, again, those scars will never fully heal, there's still going to be some type of remnant of your pain there. The phantom pains that people who have amputations feel are real. The pains that people feel from the loss of a loved one are real. The phantom kicks in your stomach after you've had a baby are real. But I think what Spirit wants you to know is that now is a time for you to make a choice about how you want to move forward and whether or not you're going to continue to allow those handicaps to affect you in a negative way. You see what's going on? I just didn't say nothing. They've been hitting each other and doing the most. And I need you to call. This energy has been wild. There is definitely a lot of tension and animosity in your space. And some of it's coming, some of y'all, the call is coming from inside the house. I know for me personally, the call is coming from everywhere, bitch. The call is coming from inside the house. The call is coming from outside the house, on top of the house, at the bottom of the house, in the foundation. It's coming from a few houses down the street. It's coming from the next block over. It's for me, it's coming from everywhere. And for some of y'all might be able to relate to that. But remember, you're the reason why the army rises with the sun and continues to fight. And I don't mind for some of you guys some of y'all understand and know exactly what I'm here to do. And you understand exactly who I am. And you understand exactly how I communicate. And I don't have to explain shit because y'all are, we here. Okay. And I appreciate those of you guys who support me through thick and thin. And you look, Spirit honking the horn, so you know it's real, bitch. Okay, you know it's real. I'm not the type of bitch to lie. I used to tell people that I'm the realest bitch you will ever meet because in reality, I do believe that. Because I don't like to lie. Because I've never been able to lie because I get immediate karma from it, right? So I learned as a child through whoopings that I don't want to do that shit. But, you know, for those of you guys who understand, you support the channel, you come in here and you like the video, you hype the video, you may leave a comment to support and say, yeah, I hyped the video. It's, you know, girl, you on point. Da, da, da. I don't want you to kiss my ass, right? I don't want y'all to kiss my ass. I feel that we can have differences of opinions and still respect each other, right? Because I'm not going to tell you what to do because I'm not your mama. I'm going to give you suggestions. But I feel like what my issue has been is that I don't feel like that respect is being reciprocated by certain individuals. But I'm continuing to work on the way that I choose to move forward down my path. But what I'm saying as far as the army rising with the sun and continuing to fight, a lot of y'all are the ones who are being faced with those same dilemmas because you are the captain. Okay, you're the sergeant. And I feel like sometimes when you're in the front and people are following you, you're kind of blocking or obfuscating the ability for them to see what the army is actually facing. So since you're kind of the first responder, so to speak, or the first in the line of fire, you're at the front of the line, you can see the full scope of the battle that you're about to face. But those people behind you, even though they may support you and be standing in the army with you, they may not be able to see the full scope. So I appreciate those of you guys who respect the fact that I may see things that you can't see. And I respect the fact that you may see things that I can't see from the angle that you're standing. And what I hope and what I strive to achieve and what my intentions are set for is that we can continue to maneuver and fight together in these battles in a productive way, and that I can be the best leader that I can be. That's what I strive to achieve. That's what I intend to achieve. And that's what I hope to have for us moving forward in the future. Okay? But it's going to be dependent upon the path that I choose every day, just like it's going to be dependent on the path that you choose every day when it comes to the army that you lead. And I feel like Spirit doesn't want you to let that scar tissue, because we talked about scar tissue recently. Spirit doesn't want you to let that scar tissue restrict you in a way, restrict your movements in a way to where you cannot achieve those goals. Okay? This is the calm version of this message. Yesterday was the hype version of this message. Now, when I say yesterday, I filmed it yesterday, but you have not seen it yet because you're going to see this one first. If I do choose to release it, which it's, if you're sensitive and your emotions are easily triggered, I would definitely recommend you do not watch it. If you have a problem with what I say and the way that I say it, I would appreciate you not watching it and getting triggered and then trying to turn that on me. With all due respect, I'm warning you now. But with that being said, this is the part that we've got to get through, okay? I feel like Spirit wanted you to know that you have these reinforcements because you're fighting a lot of battles that people can't see, or you see a lot of things that other people's vantage point does not allow them to see. And I need you guys to understand that that is true in my case as well. There's a lot of things that I see that y'all may not be able to see. And I know that there's things that you see that I may not be able to see. But if we all work together and we understand what's going on, we're going to make it home. And when we make it home, we're going to be able to have more respect for each other and honor each other even more than we already have, okay? Everybody's not going to be for you, and you're not going to, you're not going to be for everybody. But let's see. My cat is tripping. I don't know what's going on with him, child. What is the message for Pisces, Spirit? What is the message for Pisces? 2 cards. Good luck and willpower, right? Because those of you who are going to resonate with these 2 readings, these first 2 readings, you've been fighting a lot of battles. You've been fighting a lot of battles that people tried to call you crazy and act like weren't there. Okay, defense and knowledge. Okay, so intuitively it feels like you're protected, but you do have a hard shell, a defense mechanism that you put up to protect yourself because you know that now is a very auspicious time for you to be able to reach these goals. Now is the right time. Now everything is falling into place. You can see the signs and synchronicities that Spirit is sending you to let you know that everything is starting to fall into place. Let me check the ring lights. Oh, that's wonderful. I hope there's no glare moving forward because your willpower is very strong. This is the first time in a long time that I feel like a lot of you guys have been motivated the way that you are right now. A lot of you guys have struggled with consistency, or you've struggled with those things like interferences, like, things that disrupt your peace, things that disrupt your flow, things that disrupt your productivity and consistency. And it's like, you don't have any control over those things. Like, I don't have any control over a power outage, that like a rolling blackout, because there have been so many times like last year where I was wanting to film and I was up ready to film early in the morning. And then as soon as I sit down, after I, take my daily bathroom visit, my daily morning routine of going to the, throne, meditating, thinking on the throne as you should, And then brushing my teeth, combing my hair, getting myself together, I sit down at 9:30 to start working on it. Maybe even sometimes 9 o'clock. And I get one reading done. And then all of a sudden, Georgia Power's texting me talking about, unfortunately, there's an outage. We're aware of it. And we'll have it fixed by 1. And I'm like, by fucking 1? And it's like, there's nothing that I could do to control that. But it's such a disruptive thing that throws a wrench in your momentum when you have that momentum, that it makes you discouraged to continue. But now, because this willpower card is coming up, at least intuitively, it feels like now you guys know that willpower is strong within you to keep that momentum going and to keep your consistency up and to make sure that you're being disciplined with what it is that you do. And the luck combined with you feeling this way at the same time is, I feel, the reason why you're so defensive towards people, places, or things that try to impede or obstruct those qualities. That's why I cuss people the fuck out. Because I'm feeling good, bitch. And you're not going to come over here trying to throw me off because you have something going on or because you don't like the way I deliver a message. I tell y'all all the time, it may not be for you. So I can understand those of you who feel like that, because it's a very real thing. If you were about to graduate and get a degree after doing 4 to 8 years of school, and you got a bunch of folks in your family or quote unquote friends that won't give you time to study, and they keep calling your phone and they keep trying to tell you about this and about Uncle Johnny and cousin Ronnie and all these other fucking people who don't mean anything to your degree, and you keep telling people like, hey, give me my boundaries, I'm trying to get my degree, I can't really talk right now, but they keep persistently trying to invade your space and disrupt your peace, you gonna get a little defensive too. And some of you, that's why you set certain boundaries. But this to me says that you are learning something very important, okay? Knowledge, not only about yourself, but about these types of circumstances, because it's meant to prepare you to be an even better leader. Okay? Now, let's go to defense. Y'all be sure to hit the like button. Let's go to defense. Okay? Now it says, watch out for competition in a personal or professional context. It's time to defend your current position, but you should have no problem doing so. While it is flattering that others strive for success, this creates a very harsh environment, and it becomes difficult to lead within this dynamic. It becomes difficult to lead within this dynamic. You are fierce, and when you want something, you go for it. Try to understand where others are coming from, but do not, you see how those Freudian slips happen? That's there to confirm to you the energy of what I'm feeling that you might not be able to see, so that you understand that I'm not full of shit. The card says, try to understand where others are coming from, but do establish clear boundaries. But my mouth was saying do not, which is not even on there. And I know how to read. I watched a little Reading Rainbow. Okay. The reason why those Freudian slips happen is because the energy that's trying to encroach upon this reading, or encroach upon me, or encroach upon you, or encroach upon what we're collectively meant to accomplish to change the dynamics of this reality for the better, wants you to think, oh, don't put up any boundaries. I don't want you to put up any boundaries. So it came out like that. People around you, oh, I don't want you to put up boundaries. I want to have unlimited, unfettered access to your energy. So they're going to create Freudian slips like that. And what is the card saying at this point? It's saying to try to understand where others are coming from, but do establish clear boundaries. You can, and this is what I talked about in the ultimate unhinged crash out reading that I'm still deciding whether or not you're going to see, because I might just release it for members. I don't know. We'll see. If you see it tomorrow, then you'll know my decision. But that's what I was talking about in that reading when I started kind of crashing out. You can understand where other people are coming from as much as you want. But if you have people, like they mentioned in the beginning of the card, who want to strive for success, but are creating a harsh environment to do so, and it's making it difficult for you to be at the head of the line, then it creates a situation where you can only understand people so long. You can only understand people to a certain degree. And then you have to say, okay, well, I do understand and I can empathize with where you are, but that doesn't mean that it's my responsibility to heal the things that are broken within you to make you be able to see my perspective. Because that's when it becomes imbalanced. Because you're never going to be able to please everyone, and that's not the goal. The goal is to accomplish the mission that you came here for, not to please people. And that's my issue with some of y'all who watch but refuse to accept that reality. So for those of you who are in that leadership position, you may have those people who are a part of your army who you've had to fight against because, again, they can't see your vantage point. And if they knew what you were facing at the front of the line, they may not want to stand in that position. They think they want to stand in that position because of where the fuck they're standing now. They imagine and dream about standing in that position, but they don't understand you're the first person getting hit with the firing squad. You're the first person who sees the demon and looks them in the eye. You're the person who has to stand strong and not turn to stone when Medusa is trying to bite you with her little snake hair and whatnot. And a lot of people, when they're faced with that, they crumble under pressure. But then they want to turn around and act like, oh, you know, I want to be in this position. But then when you give them a position, go ahead. Then it's like, oh, now I understand. You got it. So that's why Spirit is saying establish clear boundaries, because what you have to understand is that if you were meant to be sitting, this is the thing that I'm speaking from your energy, Pisces, for those of you who resonate with this. The thing about it that you have to tell people is that if they were meant to be sitting in this position, then they would be in this position. But since they're not in this position, that means that you were the one who was supposed to be in this position, and they need to go on ahead and get back in their position. Respectfully. Now focus on the solution of the issue and defend your ground and ignore the empty chatter that could fuel the needless drama. Now it says use this card when others try to start an argument, provoke you, or challenge your success. The Scorpio is ready to set the limits, but the flowers on this card soften the tense feelings. Meditate with this card, knowing that the ill winds will blow over. The challenges placed on your path make us stronger and allow us to believe in ourselves more. The affirmation is, I am unbreakable because I am at peace. And I think that's the difficult part for a lot of us, is like the needless chatter, the shit talking, the hater behavior that's going on. We can hear it behind us. Our back is turned. And I think that's the issue, is like they won't say it to your face. They won't illuminate themselves to you so that you can see exactly what's going on. They can only bicker and talk. That's the part that pisses you off, because you like, bitch, I hear you behind me talking shit. And it makes you want to turn around. But if you do, that means you're facing in the wrong direction. And that's what I meant about you being at a crossroads. I'm at a crossroads. Y'all are at a crossroads. I tell you guys all the time, I don't have all the answers. Never the fuck said I did. But I do try to come on here and do the best that I can. And if my crash out can be an example of what not to do for you, I'm grateful for that, because that's exactly what God, Source, Spirit, Universe sent me here to do. I don't care about looking embarrassed. I don't care about looking stupid. At the end of the day, I'm still cool with myself. So if I make that sacrifice so that y'all can see the clear distinction between the path that is most fruitful versus the path that's not, then I've done my job. So maybe I will release it. Anyway, let's continue. Good luck says, luck is with you and with everything you touch. Let me say that again. Luck is with you and with everything you touch. This is a very positive card that indicates growth and increased potential. The currents are in your favor, and if you act upon your wishes, you will benefit greatly. It's up to you to channel this good fortune. The circles, this is our circle, boo. Anyway, the circles on the card form the number 8. 8 is an auspicious, which I used that word earlier, number, and a symbol of new beginnings. Fate will take a strong hand and redirect your path in a very positive way. What you do after this shift is in your own hands. Okay, so fate is trying to help you because you've been sitting there talking about help me please, because they heard you. Okay, now the talisman power says use this card when you need a little extra stardust for your projects and ventures. You can also use this card if you're feeling a bit short of luck. Imagine the circles spinning slowly and the ladybug fluttering around the flowers. You are attracting them and you feel their tickling feet landing on your hand and the magic swirling around you. So it says, I attract good luck. Now for willpower, it looks like a ram or a bull. But it says, it's time to channel your willpower through fierce dedication. You have set your objectives, and by applying discipline, commitment, and courage, you will achieve your goals. See what I'm saying? At times, your target may seem too far away, or people might try to convince you to adjust your expectations. But you alone know the power that you hold within. Stay confident in your abilities and focus on the next steps in front of you. The dominant presence of the bull is helping you through the tests of your strength and resilience. The victory is within reach. And I recently talked about that when it comes to the rearview mirrors. The objects in the mirror may be closer than they appear. So something may look further away, but it's not. And that's what I said when it says the victory is within reach at the end. That's what I mean when I say that you are respected and honored by your fellow comrades for making it home. Once you have this victory, it's like you already have it. You just have to stay committed and disciplined and consistent, okay? Now, use this card to strengthen your willpower. Sometimes stress and unpleasant circumstances can drain our energy. And in those moments, we need a little help to see our inner power. Withdraw to a quiet and personal space and focus on the bull on this card. The crown hangs heavy. Okay, baby. The crown hangs heavy and yet majestic. Whisper your goals out loud and stay strong. The affirmation, I persevere. Heavy is the head that wears the crown. That's why I said a lot of these folks who may be competitive with you for your position or who may chastise and criticize you at an extreme degree would not be able to even make it as far as you've made it if they were in your position or if they were wearing the crown that they so desperately crave that's on your head. Their neck would break, child. And that's what happens when you walk into the room. You breaking necks, metaphorically, because people are whipping around trying to see who is that, because they feel your energy. It's always the case. And it's probably something that has been a bit of an additional hindrance for you when it comes to your consistency and your willpower and your commitment to what it is that you do, because when people see the difference that your energy brings to a space or a place, they're going to be attracted to it like a moth to a flame. And not all of those people who are attracted to it are actually having the best interest of it in mind. But this is a time that you can feel. You have to be strong because you have to be able to see this through and get through this challenge. Okay, finally, knowledge says that knowledge is a powerful tool that can open the doors to opportunities and freedom. It is an ongoing process to better ourselves and grow. It takes courage and strength to admit when we don't understand something, and we need to seek more information. Our doubt is not a final destination. Let me say it again. Our doubt is not a final destination. We can turn it into a willingness to grow and evolve. So you can turn doubt into a willingness to grow and evolve by gaining more information or to change our circumstances. Following this path of learning can bring fulfillment and confidence that there is a solution to every problem. We can detect enthusiasm and hope for a brighter future because we own the power of mastering ourselves. Just like I found another solution for that ring light, connect the two pieces. That I got one ring light with a bad stand and a good light, and I got another ring light with a bad light and a good stand. Bitch, put them together. Combine all the things that you've learned over time to help you feel more confident, Pisces. Combine all of the different little skills that you have and put it together into a masterpiece of completion or whatever it is that you want to achieve. Every little thing that you've been through in life where you felt like it was the end all be all, or you felt like it was the end of the road for you because it was just too much, but you saw the other side because you made it through. All of the lessons that you carry in the suitcase of knowledge in your mind from those experiences are what is going to help you literally explode into the stratosphere with success at this auspicious moment. And that's what your spirit team wants you to remember so that you can ignore all that bullshit. Because yesterday, in the reading I did yesterday, I succumbed to it. I really did. I was reading people's comments off. I was reading people for fucking filth, bitch. And that's not the type of person I am. That's not the type of intention I've set for myself. And that's not where I want my journey to go moving forward. But I don't mind showing you that because that's what allowed for me to have the realization that, okay, bitch, you moving down the wrong path. You're not doing this the way that you know that you're supposed to do it. You're not doing this in a way that's going to bring you what you want. So you really need to pivot right the fuck now and snap out of it and stop letting these goofy motherfuckers who couldn't even dream of being able to be as talented as you are block you from seeing who you really are. And it really is just that simple. It's a choice. It's a crossroads. It's a decision. And when you put together all of those things that you've been through and that you've done to get yourself to this point, you'll see how much power you have. You'll see how much you're capable of achieving these goals. Now, finally, it says, use this card when you seek educational opportunities, when studying for exams, conducting research, or when you are looking for a breakthrough in an academic field. Imagine the lamp growing brighter over the book. The ring light growing. Anyway, now it's real bright because we got 3 of these hoes. Okay? Ain't nobody going to be able to cast shadows on the truth over here. Okay? Because we got 3 ring lights. Anyway. Imagine the lamp growing brighter over the book. The pages start turning. The light shines on just the right paragraph you need. The smell of fresh bouquet brings a sense of hope and brightens the mood. I seek knowledge. Okay, so whatever you're confused about, in the dark about, unsure about, either seek the knowledge, or you need to know that spirit is going to illuminate what you need to know and what you need to see in order to be clear as you move forward. Okay. So you guys are in a very protective space when it comes to the path that you're on right now and the exact place that you're in on this path at this moment in time. You guys are not playing with folks, okay? You're not playing with, most of all though, let's be real. You're not playing with yourself. Some of you are about to learn something, or you're in, either you're going back to school in the near future or in the future at some point, or you're in school. Even if you're in school right now, you may end up going to school again or learning something maybe through the lessons of life, the school of life. Okay. Some of you guys could have been basically in a learning stage right now through the school of life, and spirit wants you to understand how positive this is, how auspicious this is, how lucky this time is, and how much it's going to play a crucial role in what you're meant to accomplish. Right? So don't let anybody make you feel bad about those things, because it just distorts and dilutes your powers, gifts, and abilities, okay? It just makes them harder to see, okay? It makes it harder for you to see them, and it makes it hard. Look, adjacent possibilities. You see what I'm saying? Back up. It makes it harder for you to see them, and it makes it harder for others to see them. Let's see what else for Pisces when it comes to this message about handicap. Spirit just gave me the image of the handicapped man, at least in the United States. When you're handicapped, there's like a parking spot where the ground will be painted, or there'll be a sign that has a little handicapped stick figure man, and it's a big circle and a wheelchair, to know that that's where handicapped people are allotted to park. And Spirit just gave me the image of the handicapped man on that sign. Y'all can go look it up on Google so you can see what I'm saying. But they just gave me the image of that man standing up out of the wheelchair and walking. Oh, my Lord today. I know that's motherfucking right, bitch. Yes, and look what's at the bottom. Victory 28, making a decision to follow your path, making a decision on this crossroads. Let's see what else, Spirit, for Pisces when it comes to this message. Healer of the Ages 51. Yeah. Really, the conflict is not about what's outside of you, but it's about what's within. Financial constraints 13, and 7th chakra archangel Uriel 41. Okay, so if you look at financial constraints, it says restrictions concerning money, and it says this card shows an old-fashioned safe with little money but lots of cobwebs and dust. Money may be tight at this time, so rein in your spending and be circumspect about the financial requirements in your life. What does circumspect mean? Circumspect. What does circumspect mean?
Circumspect means wary and unwilling to take risks.
Okay, wary and unwilling to take risks. Like another reader I was watching earlier, prudent, okay? So be circumspect or prudent about the financial requirements in your life. This is not a time of indulgence, so be aware of what's really important and consciously choose your expenditures. There's a big difference between what you need and what you want. This card is telling you to take care of your needs and bide your time. Things will get better, but for now, be willing to live more conservatively and always value the money and the good things you already have, right? Let's go to card number 51. healer of the ages, health and vitality. This powerful being brings the force of ancient wisdom and profound healing. The light of divine consciousness pours from his hands and heart, flowing to you with love and powerful healing intention. This amazing entity is with you now, bringing resolution to physical, mental, and emotional ills, helping to unblock stuck energy and revitalize your life force. You may have felt this strong presence recently, or you may just be opening to the wonderful sensation now. You can call upon this emissary of miraculous transformation whenever you need vitality, balance, or renewal. Okay. Know that at the deepest level, an important healing is taking place. So that's what's going on right now. That's why your willpower is so strong. And that's why the healing is, your willpower is strong because the healing is taking place. And a healing is taking place because your willpower is strong. It's the infinity symbol. It's the circle of life. It's the way things are. And this financial constraint, your spirit team, you prayed about it. Card number 13. You opened your throat chakra and you prayed about it and you asked for help from spirit. So they're starting to work through the conflicts that need to be resolved through this physical, mental, and emotional healing to bring back vitality, balance, and renewal from whatever's being lost. What did I say? You're going to be renewed, revitalized, restored, replenished. That's all of what's going on right now. Okay, so understand that so that you can work with spirit in order to help those things happen in a more effective way. Okay. Now, finally, 7th chakra archangel Uriel. Spirit connections, intuition, and inspiration. Now, Uriel says the beautiful angel Uriel, also called the fire of God, wears a brilliant crystal crown vibrating with a passionate connection to the divine. Excuse me. Excuse me. Woo. Sometimes, like, my sinuses are affected by the readings because my nose will start itching and then, like, I'll get, like, the water well up in my eyes like I'm gonna cry, but it's not. It's, like, behind my eyes. I can't. Anyway, she brings great power because her crown is vibrating with a passionate connection to the divine. Okay. She brings great power to your 7th energy center, which is called the crown chakra and is located at the top of your head. This card upright indicates an open and free-flowing channel of information and inspiration from the wonderful beings in the spirit world. This could also be a time of great intuition for you and guidance from your higher awareness. So allow yourself to quiet your mind and listen. Now's a great time to get connected. The assistance from spirit is great, and whether it's the presence of an ascended master, a powerful angel like Uriel, or just a loving friend or family member in spirit, their love and willingness to assist is always there. They even open you to the Akashic records or Alaya consciousness, the storehouse of all information, another knowledge nod. This connection is open now, and you will find that your own spirit and the spirits of those around you will be able to provide the answers you seek and the blessings you desire and deserve. So you're going to figure it out. That's what I'm There's a strong emphasis on, oh my God. There's a strong emphasis on gaining knowledge, acquiring knowledge, obtaining knowledge, and kind of stumbling upon knowledge. Like spirit kind of like giving you the knowledge that you need. That's card number 41. Once you allow this healing to take place, or once you fully invest in this healing, or once you fully surrender to the healing that spirit is doing right now, they're healing you of the conflict of whatever the issue is. And once you finally like allow that to happen, or if you're already allowing it to happen and the process just has not fully completed itself, once the process fully completes itself, you're going to have this knowledge to understand what the conflict was. Because you prayed for security and stability. You probably asked spirit to remove anything that was toxic or remove anything that was preventing you from being secure and stable financially, right? Career-wise, professionally, whatever those things are. And spirit was like, okay, let's get in there. It's like a diagnostic, okay? It's a diagnostic That's happening right now. And some of you are in the diagnostic phase. Some of you are not even in the diagnostic. Some of you are in the phase where spirit is like, hey, you need to ask for this. Some of you are in the phase where you've already asked for it and they're doing the diagnostic assessment as we speak. Some of you have already had your diagnostic completed and they know exactly which things that they need to remove or exactly which parts of you that they need to work with you on healing. And then Archangel Uriel comes in after that part is complete in the near future for some of you guys to let you know and to give you knowledge, to shine the light, to illuminate what was causing the conflict in the first place, what spirit saw within you, and what they did to remove it, okay? Let's see what else. Spirit for Pisces. I really like this group, okay? This group of messages. So I think somebody just, you know, there's just a force. It may not even be a person. It's just like there's this force looming in the shadows. And the more light you shine on it, the more you expose it. It's like from the Wizard of Oz, the queen. I'm melting. All that. What else for Pisces, spirit? There we go. I knew it, period. The unwavering and the athlete. Exactly. You're not. This will listen. You ain't no punk ass bitch. You ain't no punk ass motherfucking bitch. You are not gonna allow this to destroy you. If you didn't allow what came before this to destroy you, you're not going to allow this to destroy you. If you didn't allow the people, places, things, and circumstances that came before this moment to stop you or destroy you, you damn sure not finna let this little shit right here do it. Now, the athlete came out first and it says the task before you is a long road ahead. The dedication, okay, the strength and the drive that you have will determine your future. So you know that though. Because the willpower is here. You know that. That's why you're not playing these games with folks. That's why you're telling folks respectfully, okay, with the defense card, respectfully, if you would like to switch places with me, be my guest. But once you get up there, don't come running back hollering, I'm scared. If you want to switch places with me, go. But since you're not in my place, and since you have not reached my place, not to say that my place is anything necessarily out of the ordinary, it's just the place that God gave me. It's just the place where I was intended to be. I can't control what plan God has for me. But if you want to try, go ahead, champ. But if not, politely move back into your fucking position. Because even if you think you want to be in my position, you may not be meant to be in my position. And if you're in my position, it's going to leave your position open because you're not realizing the true efficacy of your position and what it means. See, people, because people, Pisces, are focusing so much on your fucking position and where you are, they're losing sight of their position and the role that they're meant to play. Yeah, the kicker on a football team may not always be out on the field, but when the game is fucking tied and it's only 5 seconds left on the clock and you need to kick a field goal to win the game, their position becomes very fucking important. But see, if you're a kicker who constantly wants to be a quarterback, then when it comes time to kick the ball, you're not going to be prepared. So either you're going to miss or you won't even be there. Which is why folks need to understand their motherfucking position. And if they were to focus half the energy on themselves that they focus on you and the fact that you're in whatever position that you're in, they would be a lot further along. They may be the leader of their own pack. They may be the leader or the captain of their own team. But no, they want to focus on you. And while they focus on you and neglect their own position, they're ultimately getting you to focus on them, which is what I fell victim to. Because it's very frustrating. Like, you're supposed to be on my team, but you gnawing at my feet. You gnawing at my fingers. You gnawing at my back. You're creating these little annoyances where it's like twinge. Like, sometimes when you sitting down and you relaxing and all of a sudden your head start itching or your foot start itching and everything just all of a sudden got little tickles on it. It's like that. And it's like, stop. And you trying to like brush them off and tell them no. But they still want to keep picking at you. So you turn around and the monster in you comes out. And it's like you turn around and your face goes, rah! You know what I'm saying? But unfortunately, when you do that, it may serve the purpose of finally getting them little pests off of you. But it also could make you turn around and face behind you and not see what's coming. So that could put you in a detrimental position. So that's why the cards, I feel, kind of were referring to this like inner power, inner strength and ability to kind of like meditate. And even if those little tickles or itches are happening, you kind of ignore them. Yoga is really good for that, because I find that yoga, when you get into that place and you just say, I'm not going to pay attention to that, then it gives you that strength and willpower not to pay attention to that. But that's kind of what I felt. So, it's hard though. People don't realize how hard it is, because unfortunately their position may not create that type of dynamic. So that's why they struggle to understand yours. But that's not important. You, Pisces, understand your position. Now, finally, next, we have the unwavering. Your determination to succeed in your no-nonsense approach will be difficult to crack and beat. Right. That's why they have to do so much. And this is the thing. It's like you need to know within you that you have that ability because of your strength and your willpower and just your intuition as well. You know, or you should know, that for you to even feel the little pesters from different sources, whether it's energies, entities, spirits, or somebody in the physical realm, they gotta really be trying to fuck with you. It's kind of like when you give a baby a shot, it's different from giving a pig or a horse a shot, right? Maybe not a pig, but I say maybe like if you got to give a rhino or a cow or somebody a shot, you need a big ass needle, right? But when you give a baby a shot, it's a little bitty needle. You're like the rhino. You're like the horse. Okay? So the fact that I just want to validate some of y'all, because I know sometimes it really does make a positive difference when you guys validate how I'm feeling, even if you don't understand, but you know it's possible because you can expand your perspective. I appreciate that. So I'm going to validate y'all right now to let you know that's why it's so crazy, because you are that rhino. You are that horse. You are that elephant who has this thick skin, and not a lot of stuff does not get to you. A lot of stuff you can breeze past it because you know exactly what the fuck it is. But for you to be affected by what's going on right now, it's a heavy presence of fucking bullshit that is trying to culminate and work together to get your attention and to distract you off your path. And that's why they sent me. That's why Spirit sent me to speak life into you and show you the example so that you can continue to fortify yourself and move forward. Because they do not want y'all who are watching this reading or who watch any of the other readings that I post. Y'all have an anointing over you that I cannot explain. And I do as well, because if I didn't have it, then we wouldn't connect, right? If we weren't similar in those things, we wouldn't connect. You would be surprised at how similar a lot of our stories are. You would be surprised how many of us have the same birthday, or how many of y'all have the same birthday as other people who are watching. I have people where we have the same birthday. I have people where we're from the same place. I have people who who mama have the same birthday as my mama. You get what I'm saying? It's not a coincidence. So you got to think how strong you are. It's not an omen or what is the word? It just goes to show how strong you are, that they have to work that hard to try to distract you and make you turn backwards instead of looking forwards and get your attention. Okay. At the bottom, we have the ancestors. Move beyond ancestral patterns. Do your part to change the way you feed them, to have the freedom your soul craves. And finally, the insightful. Know what you really want from a given situation so that you may gain understanding of what you truly desire. So what do you really want? You may not get what you want right now, but what do you really want from a situation? From this situation? What are your true intentions? What is it that you desire to achieve or that you hope to achieve when it's all said and done, when the chips fall? Where is it that you really want to be? What is it that you really want to have done? Because your ancestors are supporting you. That's also a part of the message when it comes to your comrades are going to honor and respect you when when you finally make it home. It's your ancestors as well. It's not only the people in physical form that are here similar to you fighting similar battles. It's also the ancestors and spirit guides and you're the legacy of those people. They came before you, so they're proud of you. They're cheering you on, and they want you to be able to see that, yes, we know it's hard, but we know that you were chosen. Amen. Okay, Ashe. Let's go ahead as we hit 1:11:11 on the timer, and let's see, Spirit. Okay, here we go. Thank you for liking the video. Thank you for being here, Pisces. These are very crucial and important times where there's going to be a lot of crucial and important information. It's not going to be soft all the time. It's not going to be hard all the time, but it's also not going to be soft all the time. Okay? Archangel Uriel is going to help you understand what you've been experiencing and going through so that you can understand what it is that you really want. Okay. So Spirit, for Pisces who are watching this now or later who need this message. Somebody needs the time. It's 1:29 p.m. For Pisces, Spirit. What is the message? Okay, here we go. Got it. What's the message? The King of Swords. Why you need the message is the Nine of Pentacles. Suggested advice or next actions or whatever suggestion Spirit has for handling this situation. Ace of Swords. Possible outcome if you follow it. Knight of Pentacles. And the Knight of Wands is at the bottom. Five of Swords is behind the Knight of Wands. Two of Swords. See what I'm saying? Spirit is helping you combine things or blend things or make the right time. Good luck come into place for what you're working on. You're working on something. You got to work on it. They called you to work on it, so you're fucking working on it. And they're helping you bring it to fruition. And they're telling you to ignore this Five of Swords energy because people are coming to you mentally, but now I feel like it's a situation where people are coming to you physically. It's like they're sending messengers or they're sending messages in a psychic way or in a mental way or in a communicative way. It feels like electronically or psychically. But it's like Spirit is like, nope, ignore it. Make the sacrifice in order to get the reward. Because you're meant to be in a stable and independent position. Basically, Spirit is saying that however you feel constrained financially right now is something, number one, that is not supposed to be. And number two, that is something that you have to change. The message is the King of Swords, though. The more you know, okay? I also feel like there's this possible strategy that you have to become independent, and that's the only thing that you need to focus on. But I feel like there's a lot that you don't see. There's a lot that you don't see, and I feel like it's because some of it is irrelevant. Like some of it, Spirit is saying, is irrelevant. But I think the thing that is creating a bit of a conundrum for you is that even though you can't see it, you can still feel it. And that's why Spirit is like, okay, the clarity. Gain the clarity. Ask the questions. Do the research. Take the steps. Okay, you're learning something along this path, but you're protected. Okay. It's just a distraction. And look how their back is turned to this asshole. You see what I'm saying? Let me make sure it's no glare. Yeah. Yeah, bitch. Looking good. Your back is turned to this asshole. You're ignoring them. You don't see them. You already understand that, you know. I feel like some of you guys are there's a big transformation happening within you right now. But you're totally rejecting how things have been because you're ready for how things are supposed to be. Now, why is the King of Swords the message? Title. Why is the King of Swords the message? Why is the King of Swords the message? One more card. Seven of Wands. Okay. Ace of Cups. World card. Wow. Yeah, a lot of protection with the World and the Seven of Wands. Fire sign energy. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, but also possibly Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, Scorpio, possibly because of that death card. Somebody, I feel, really wants a title or a position that you have, or you are about to take someone's title or position, and they're fighting you, or they're fighting hard to keep it or prevent you or block you from being able to take their position, or maybe they're scared of you taking their position. It's an Aries, because the Fool card is right here. And then you have the King of Wands, Seven of Wands. It could be an Aries. It could be a Leo. It could be a Sagittarius, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, Scorpio. But you're meant to inherit that position or be in that position. But it's like this person is either blocking you from getting this position or trying to block you from getting the position, or they're trying really hard to keep the position because they don't want you to have it, or you're in it and they want it and they want to try to knock you out of it. That's crazy. So they could be working. It could be an Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius who's working with a Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, Scorpio, maybe even a Virgo, to try to either prevent you from getting the position, knock you out of the position, or fight to keep the position. But this is what Spirit is offering to you because it's justice. You're moving towards the unknown, leaving behind what was only temporary. Because the Eight of Cups is usually like you're walking away because you don't want to settle, or you've experienced everything that you need to experience and it's time for you to move on. You don't know where you're going, but it's kind of like, I feel like you're walking away because you've learned everything you need to learn, or you've done everything in this place that you were in that you were meant to do. And it's time for you to be offered this blessing or this opportunity, justice with the Ace of Cups. Like, it's time for this Ace of Cups to happen in your life. It's time for the blessing to happen because of, like, universal law. You put in the work, that's what you deserve. And somebody is really just trying to either prevent you from being able to maintain it, right? Like, if you already know that your life is blessed and you got a lot of things good going on in your life, you may have a person trying to gnaw at your feet, like I said. Okay. Or they just don't want you to be able to get in that position. I feel like somebody's going to do something unexpected. I feel like it's this fire sign that's going to do something unexpected, like take some type of unexpected action when it comes to this job, this title, or this meeting that they're going to have, something that they're going to say. I don't know exactly what that is, but we also have Leo on this card, along with Scorpio, Aquarius, and Taurus. So I feel like this King of Wands, King of Swords could be a strong Aries or Leo. And then the King of Swords could be a strong Aquarius or Scorpio, possibly even Libra, because we saw the Justice card. Taurus is also there along with, well, I said Aquarius and Leo. Yeah, Aquarius, Leo, Scorpio, Aries, Taurus, Libra. I'm not really getting Gemini. And I'm not really getting that much Sagittarius. Okay. So I don't know if you're this Knight of Wands and the King of Wands is trying to block you. I don't know what's going on. Let's see. What's the Knight of Wands? Magician. What else is the Knight of Wands? The Wheel. One more card for the Knight of Wands. The Moon. Ooh. All majors. Yeah, it's like, I feel like you could be this Knight of Wands. But it could also be this fire sign or somebody working with the fire sign. It could be a father-son duo. It could be brothers, cousins. I don't know. Moon is Cancer. Wheel of Fortune, again, could be Leo, Taurus, Aquarius, Scorpio. The Magician could be Gemini. Could be Scorpio, could be Capricorn, Aquarius. Could be anybody, really. But there's this hint of mystery because of the Magician and the Moon card, hidden. Some of you may feel afraid to pivot and move to something different than what you've been doing. Some of you may be afraid to move forward with what you've already been doing. You know that there's going to be tricks and trickster energy along the way to try to, like, take you off track. You know there's somebody lurking in the shadows. But I also feel like this Magician is trying to secretly, like, create fear of you following your destiny, or create this darkness where you can't see where you're going. It's like the Knight of Wands is a combination of the action you're taking, but also it combines with the action others are taking as well. It's like you're manifesting, you're taking this action, you're manifesting your dreams, your goals, your wishes. You're doing things that, constitute progress when it comes to your hopes, dreams, desires, things that you want to accomplish, things that you want to achieve. You're taking steps towards all of these things, and you're manifesting, you're using the power that you have to shift reality in a way that's kind of unknown. Like, you don't know the effects of the actions that you take every time you take action, but you have an intention in mind. But I feel like some of you may be nervous about getting an opposite reaction because maybe you've experimented, right? Like, we all try to manifest things, and then sometimes we have to realize how to tweak our manifestations and what we do to get the result that we truly want. And I think some of you guys may be a little shell shocked from that. There's a lot of like military references. The King of Swords could be somebody who's been in the military. Okay. Maybe you have a strong military presence in your family, but, you know, like, you may want to manifest a happy family, and then, you know, there's just some type of like, what is it? The Devil's in the Details. Wasn't that a movie? I haven't seen it, but I've heard people talk about it. And apparently there's a devil and there's a main character, and the main character like gets 3 wishes or something. I don't know. The main character gets to make wishes to the devil or ask for things from the devil, but then it's always like he doesn't get exactly what he wants. I feel like we talked about that. We may not have talked about the exact movie, but I remember we talked about something in regards to like being very specific about what you ask for. Like, I think it was talking about, I think I used the example last time of, you know, praying to be rich or asking God to be rich. But then what you get is like a name change where now your name is Rich because you weren't specific. So it's kind of like, okay, maybe it's time to be more specific. Maybe it's time to compensate for what could be behind the scenes or what could be unknown by specifically saying like, hey, protect me from this or protect me from that, you know, like protect me from the unknown, protect me from whatever could come up to the surface that I'm not able to see because of the decisions I'm making or whatever, right? Only you can prevent forest fires. Only you can create the affirmation that's right for you. But I do feel like there's this threshold that you have passed, or there's this, it's like if your journey with the Knight of Wands is it's from point A to point B. But once you get through a certain threshold, it's like totally different territory, or the whole situation shifts. So maybe y'all have made it past the halfway point. We've been talking recently about milestones. Maybe some of you guys have made it past the point of no return. Okay. Okay. And then we have the Ace of Wands and the 10 of Pentacles. So it's like, you see the goal that you want to reach. And you know what you have to do to get there. But I do feel like there's different things that come in along the way to kind of like throw you off. Your emotions also have the power to change the outcome. It's about the outcome, and it's about your power with the Magician, the power that you hold to create the outcome that you want. It's kind of like unknown right now. And you're taking these steps to reach it. But you've fully committed to pursuing this goal. You fully committed to taking these steps. Yeah. But again, that goes back to the path. You're at a crossroads. Because it's dark, I'm telling you. But Spirit is going to bring more light to a situation. I feel like you're going to receive something that you need to help you continue to be productive. Because the path is dark, and it's like you could easily get lost along the path. And the whole trajectory of your destiny could change depending on like what you're focusing on. So if you're like, If you're just focusing on the material goods or what you're going to get out of the situation or what you're going to receive or the money, I feel like that's going to hold you back, or that's going to create the opposite result. It's kind of like an upside down world type of thing. I do feel like there are forces though that may be like maybe family members, or I don't know, people who are in competition with you who are trying to shift the trajectory of your outcome or your destiny by doing that triggering ass shit. That's why Spirit is like, hey, be wise, because you don't want that to affect you. So why this is the message, the 9 of Pentacles, what is that? What's the 9 of Pentacles? The Fool. What's the 9 of Pentacles? The Strength. What's the 9 of Pentacles? The Ace of Cups. And I'm going to be honest with you, even though I was crashing out in the other reading, it was heavy. It was heavily synchronistic. There was a heavy major arcana energy. There were a lot of major arcanas in that. Ace of Cups, Strength, and the Fool card. The courage to take the leap of faith. Again, the infinity symbol about destiny. Okay. So Spirit is blessing you with the courage that you need to take the leap of faith. That's pretty much what that is. This is something new, to do something new, to step out on faith, to walk by faith and not by sight, and to do it confidently with all your might. What's at the bottom? The Sun. Because it's like you're meant to inherit some type of power. I feel like the Strength is giving like powers, abilities. You're meant to inherit these powers, gifts, skills, abilities. Or you're meant to inherit a power. Like this could be a powerful position. That's right now somebody else holds that position and they think that, I don't know, maybe they think that you're not ready to take it on. But some of you, I feel like they're not ready to give it up. And they could be trying to make it harder on you and say, well, you're not ready. But in reality, they're not ready and they're just moving the goalposts. Go back to what we said about the objects in the mirror may seem closer than they appear. And about how those cards talked about that. How something may look further away than what it actually is. So yeah, you're meant to inherit something or a position or a job or a title that you were always destined to have. And it's like you're following your intuition. You're following your inner compass, guiding you forward. I feel like your spirit team is trying to help you focus on where you want to be, not how you're going to get there. I mean, conduct yourself. They want you to know how you're going to get there by how you conduct yourself. But yeah. I feel like you also have a loyal companion, because in this card, she has the bird. This card, the Fool, has the dog. Strength card has the lion. Then there's a bird in this card. So birds, cats, dogs, significant. The Sun, he has the horse. Yeah, there. Oh my God. See how many major arcanas there is? Like, this is crazy. You're being given a blessing or some assistance or support something's gonna make you really happy. Whatever this new blessing or new thing is that you're about to receive, I don't know what it is, but it's going to make you, it's going to be that wake up call that you need to take the leap of faith. The clarity that you need. Something that's taking like a weight off your shoulders and making you feel lighter. Something that's taking a burden. It's like spirit is giving you a concession. They're like, okay, we know it's been hard. You got a lot of, you got a lot of weight trying to weigh you down. You got a lot of haters trying to pull you down. We're going to meet you halfway and we're going to give you whatever this is so that you can continue to move forward. But you have to make the sacrifice to make sure that you're allocating it properly. Okay? You're going to be happy at what you're going to receive by having the courage and strength to take a leap of faith. You're gonna realize that you had this all along, whatever this is, or you were meant to be in whatever position you're gonna be in all along. Whatever new thing that you're having to have a lot of courage and strength to do is definitely what's going to help you fall more uniformly into place with your destiny and with your fate, with what you were always meant to do. Okay? What's the advice? The Ace of Swords. So what is the Ace of Swords? 8 of Wands. Communicate clearly. What else is the Ace of Swords? The 3 of Swords. One more for the Ace of Swords. 2 of Wands. This is either it's a painful decision, whatever the decision is. This is either a decision to heal and move on from something, but moving on from something is the ultimate victory, or moving forward to something new or somewhere new is the ultimate victory. This could be leaving your hometown, breaking up with a partner or spouse that you thought was going to come with you on this journey, or possibly even like putting an end to some level of pain that helped motivate you. You have to change what motivates you to take the action, because you've passed a threshold to where in order to make it to the final destination or the final place where you're supposed to be, that motivating factor is not it's not viable. It's not going to give you the strength that you need to move forward. It's like you have to sacrifice this is about something that's painful for you to talk about. Ace of Wands. And the 4 of Wands. But you have to. It's about the action that you take. But it's also about your thoughts and your emotions, because of the Moon and the Heart on the 3 of Swords. Communication. Actions. There could also be some type of communication coming towards you that's very painful or hard to hear. You knew it was going to be painful, but you didn't know it was going to be this painful. You knew it was going to hurt, but you didn't know it was going to hurt this much. You knew it was going to be hard, but you didn't know it was going to be this hard. This could be a rejection. Some of you could be being rejected for something. Some of you could feel rejected from someone or something. But you're going to ultimately accomplish a goal. It's like the sacrifice is whatever you're leaving behind. The new opportunity and making a decision to follow it, even if it hurts you, hurts other people, or the decision to heal something, that's difficult to talk about is going to help you, help other people, help you to move forward and accomplish your goal. In order to have a victory, though, you have to be motivated to make decisions that are hard, or to talk about things that are hard to talk about, painful. Something about that. This could even literally be like moving or relocating, making a sacrifice, downgrading your home, selling your home. In order to be successful and accomplish this, you have to make this decision, because if not, the conflict is going to destroy the victory, or it's going to be too it's going to be too difficult for you to carry it. So what's the possible outcome? Knight of Pentacles. Ace of Wands again. Got 3 aces. 8 of Swords. What else is the Knight of Pentacles? 6 of Swords. Almost in reverse. You almost fucked up. You almost fucked up. You almost gave up. You almost didn't take the leap of faith. You almost didn't go. You almost stayed in this turbulent energy. Almost. But no, ultimately you made the decision to move forward, even though it was hard. Because the 6 of Swords, they're moving forward. They're crossing the water. But it's definitely not easy. It's painful because those swords are in the boat. It's dangerous because those swords are in the boat. And you may not know where you're going or where you're going to ultimately end up, but you are going. Queen of Cups. Sun. I feel like you don't know how you're going to feel, or you won't know how you really feel in a situation. Your emotions are turbulent, and you're moving from a turbulent place to a calm, more balanced place. But there's not a lot of water. Like, I feel like your head is down, or you can't see, because the 6 of Swords, there's a lot of water around them. But on the 8 of Swords, there's not a lot of water around her. You feel like you're moving forward, but because it's difficult, you're worried that you're not making any progress. But I feel like you're still motivated, and that's what helps you see your pathway forward clearly. You're going to feel some type of forward progress. That's the outcome that you can't see right now, because you're so focused on this cup. Because look at how she's looking at this cup. That's the cup. Like, again, something is so bright and blinding that you can't really see it, or you don't really know if it's there. You know how when they say don't stare at the sun, or don't stare at a light bulb or something like that, because when you stare at it, it's so bright that it kind of burns your retinas. And then when you close your eyes, you could still see it. Like, even when I'm looking, like, I'm not even directly looking at the ring lights, but when I close my eyes, I see the outline of the circles, and that happens when you close your eyes. So I kind of feel like that's what the 8 of Swords is saying. Like, their heads are down. Your spirit team is guiding you through a time that's very difficult. And they're going to show you ultimately that you've arrived. You're going to arrive at your destination, but it's like you think that there's so much opposition around you, because I feel like you've dealt with you have dealt with opposition, but I kind of feel like I'm not saying it's not there, But I'm saying it, I think it's there, but I also think that it can affect you. Okay. It's like you're going into battle at the front line, closing your eyes and swinging. And you ain't swinging at nobody. I'm not swinging at nobody. I mean, I am swing. That's the thing. It's like you're swinging at shit that's invisible. You're swinging at shit that's not there. You're swinging at shit that's a combination of what's in your mind, what's in your heart, from the past, from the present, from the future. From, you know, you're swinging at things that are there, because when I close my eyes, the reflection of the ring light is there. But the ring light's not in my eyes. The ring light is in the room, but the ring light is not in my eyes. When I close my eyes, the ring light is not there. When I open my eyes, the ring light is there. So it's like, maybe it's the opposite. Maybe in your dream in the dream realm or in your psychic realm, there's nothing blocking you, but in the physical realm, there's a whole bunch of fuck shit going on. I don't know. But it's like there's something about that. It's like because the Five of Swords was here. If you add 6 of Swords plus the 8 of Swords, you get 14 swords. That's 5 swords. The 5 of Swords was here. You know the energy was here. You know you felt it. But I feel like because you moved in a different direction, it's like you're kind of like sailing away from the conflict, but you're worried it's chasing you, or you're worried that it's going to be something else that you got to deal with. And I think Spirit is just trying to reassure you that this is your decision. They're giving you that judgment energy. Remember, we saw the card that said that they're giving you that assistance, but then you have to carry it the rest of the way. It's like they're giving you this opportunity pretty much, because the only ace that we don't have out here is the Ace of Pentacles, which to me is indicative of the physical opportunity, right? The financial opportunity, the resource opportunity. They're giving you that opportunity to step out of that comfort zone and be a different person than what you've been up until this point, to improve yourself, to become something that you never thought you'd become, to do something that you never thought you would do, something that challenges you, something that scares you. They're giving you the open door to walk through, but you have got to make the decision to walk through it and move forward. We saw the crossroads technically on the Judgment card. You have the crossroads here on the Two of Wands. So I think I've made myself clear. We have a whole new setup. Things are less cramped. We have more light. We have more light. Let there be light. And I think it's beautiful, to be honest with you. It feels like you guys are ready to rise to the occasion and accomplish what you were sent here to accomplish and lead the way you're meant to lead. I feel like if there is anybody specifically, an Aries, a Leo, a Scorpio, Aquarius, Libra, maybe Gemini, Sagittarius, Virgo, Taurus energy, who could be attempting to create some type of negativity for you. I just feel like that is at this point somewhat irrelevant. Okay? Feel like you're moving in secret or silence or possibly even darkness, and Spirit is covering you in that way. I feel like just like you're just like these motherfucking haters are not gonna give up, you're not gonna give up either. But I feel like you have much more of an advantage. You have much more power on your side. They can't reach you because it's like you're at the top of this mountain and they're trying to get up there to you, but you have the ability to go on ahead and, you know, Keep that position. What time frame is significant for Pisces? This month, period. That's what I'm talking about. So this reading may resonate for you guys in July or whatever month it is when you see this reading. In May, wow. And in March. So this process probably started in March of 2026 for some of you guys. But it could be culminating. Something that happened in May or March could be significant for this month. This month could be significant to next May or next March. Okay. What's this month? Two of Cups. So you're going to meet someone, or there's going to be an important conversation that takes place. You may have a lot of messages from your higher self. Wow. I told you the Five of Swords is there. So somebody really is trying to stop you from moving forward. You walked away from this person. They want to talk. But they have nothing but negativity and animosity that they're trying to hurry up and bring to you. What's the Two of Cups? Yeah, Knight of Swords. It's an air sign. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Strong Libra, strong Aquarius, possibly Cancer. The Two of Cups is like February, so that could be an Aquarius or Pisces energy, Gemini, Libra, maybe even Scorpio. Yeah, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Okay. The Hermit, Virgo, and the Three of Cups. Wow. Somebody wants to tell you some type of information about a person who's gossiping, I guess. But they're only gossiping or talking shit or creating problems because they lost. Five of Cups is out here. Or they're telling people, oh, Pisces lost, I won, whoop, whoop, etc., etc. This is a friend or someone who you thought was your friend who's not your friend no more. This is also because the light inside of you is shining, and where you were before the Hermit, you're now coming out into the public and shining your light and saying things that people are gravitating towards what you're saying. They want to talk to you. They want to meet with you. Maybe they want to interview you. Okay. But there's somebody in the crowd who just has a problem with what it is that you're saying, and they want to talk over you and all that other shit. Let motherfuckers embarrass themselves, because this person is going to try to embarrass you. Take it from me, who embarrass myself on a regular basis. That's what the fuck is going on this month. Now, why is May significant? I forgot all about that. So you may have forgotten all about something. Why is May significant? So in March, I feel like you saw the obstacle, or not the obstacle, it could be, but you saw the challenge ahead of you. Kind of like this moon card. It looks very similar if you look at them. How she's looking at the mountain and they're looking at the mountain. Anyway. What's the May? What's May? Oh my lord. Five of Swords reversed. So maybe you chose to... Queen of Wands. The Sun. Yeah. Leo feminine energy, to me, doesn't look like a problem. Or you may have strong fire in your chart. Maybe you chose not to act or react to something in May. You chose to be positive or to not worry about it. Queen of Wands, Sun card, Judgment. I don't know exactly. Let me do that again. Because I was saying Queen of Wands, Sun card, and then the Judgment card came out. It's like you decided in May to do something the right way, quote unquote, or the ethical way. You decided to take some type of action that you knew would keep you in a position of favor with spirit, because you didn't want to do something spiteful, envious, jealous. You didn't want to do something that would end up boomeranging back to you, that you would get negative karma for. So I feel like that's out. Damn, I almost rolled over my toe, bitch. I feel like that's the Sun and the Queen of Wands, because you don't need any protection necessarily, because your actions, like, I don't know. You know what I mean? What's the Five of Swords reverse? King of Pentacles. This could be somebody who's supporting you because they know what you're doing. Queen of Wands, Hangman. So this King of Pentacles knows your value, and they want to keep you hanging. They want to keep you here stuck, and I feel like you realize that. And it's like you were confident that they didn't have your best interest at heart. So I feel like you released yourself from this Hangman energy or something like that. Yeah, it's about your value and how somebody wants to control your value. So when you left, something was destroyed because you took that valuable energy with you from a person who was basically profiting off of your value and not really paying you what you deserved, or not really giving you what you deserved in return. So somebody's going to come and tell you something about that when it comes to information. It could be a Virgo or a Taurus. That's where the Virgo or Taurus energy is coming from, possibly. Maybe Capricorn, but the earth sign energy. Yeah. This could even be somebody who's taking what you say and going back and telling somebody what you said. What's March significant for? The Five of Cups. I showed y'all the Five of Cups. Some type of loss or regrets. I feel like if in May you were confident and happy and clear about where you were going, what you were doing, and why, but this month there's some type of doubt that sets in, or some type of shit that's being talked about what you're doing, about what you're saying, about what you know. And you allow that to stop you. In March, you will regret it. Yeah, Page of Pentacles and the Three of Cups. You have the potential to lose. You have the potential to fumble a bag or lose some type of harvest that you deserve to receive because of your hard work by listening to the crowd or listening to these people. And that's why I talk how I talk. And some of y'all already understand. And I don't have to explain that. Is it raining? It looks like it's about to start raining. What's this Five of Cups? Emperor. High Priestess and the Nine of Cups. Yeah, somebody's going to win and somebody's going to lose. And I feel like that's what this person knows. We have the King of Pentacles, Swords, and Wands. The King of Cups is the only one we don't see, which tells me that whoever this person is could be the Emperor. They could all be the same person, or it could be the Emperor controlling all these kings. But what the King of Cups says to me as it's missing is kind of like, okay, because the King of Cups is missing, there's a lot that you don't see underneath the surface, but you can feel it. Your intuition, there's a secret power player when it comes to getting what you want, or you have a secret superpower to get what it is that you want. But that superpower could also potentially be what costs you a victory if you're not careful. What is the secret superpower? The ability that you have to disconnect your emotions from the outcome and just go on the journey. You can disconnect your emotions and completely block out everything around you if you want to, and be in your own world doing your own thing. And that's what's like making you powerful, or that's what's giving you power in some way. But if you're not able to handle that, like, and balance it, because there are times where you do have to be present, there are times when you don't. And if you're not able to handle and balance that, it could create a loss. And if you're not able to activate it, it could also create a loss, because if you're too present or you're too like zoomed in on something, then it obstructs your ability to see what's really going on. If you walked away from a person or a situation because you didn't feel valued or appreciated, and then they come rushing back, to make it like they understand or something, I would just understand. Your intuition is going to tell you if somebody is trying to create a loss in your life when it comes to what you want. You're going to know. So follow that intuition. What's the advice? Strength. At the top of the mountain, Spirit is saying you're going to get there. And this is, again, a transformation, because we saw that death card. Your inner strength is boundless. Unleash it. Release the past burdens and embrace new beginnings. And joy. Joy is the dance of the soul. Enjoy every moment. Yeah. Release the past burdens, the past pain, the past memories that are counterproductive unless you're ready to give them new meaning. It doesn't matter what happened in the past. It doesn't matter what you did yesterday, 5 minutes ago, 2 minutes ago. It's just like a fart. Bitch, it's just like a fart. Yeah, you might have farted and it might stink for a minute, but eventually it's going to go away. Anyway, Pisces, love you guys. Be sure to like and subscribe to continue to catch the vibe. Book your personal readings, you guys, to get your Divine Angel 33 reading. I'm consistently working on them as you guys book, so please bear with me. Thank you for your patience. Donate, contribute. Okay, PayPal, Venmo, or Zelle in the description box is the best way to make sure your donation goes as far as it possibly can. As you can see, you guys are bringing light to some very heavy situations, and I appreciate you guys so very much. Shout out to all my members, subscribers, moderators. Okay, you guys, let me know in the comments if it resonated. The fart. Okay, anyway, I will see you guys next time, Pisces. Love you. And remember, this is our circle, booze. Bye.